So now at the front of the house, here's your porch. Nice porch area with the bay window coming out to it. You've got your two dormers up above. This tree right here, might want to just take that down. May want to plan for budgeting some for landscaping. There's a fair amount of need for new sod to get put in. So that needs to just be something to be aware of. There's a dining room area that we talked about. Just think it would be, if you closed this in, I just think it would really just kind of close in the house. Definitely want to make sure you keep that lamp. That fixture is just a beauty. You never want to let that go. Floors are all in good shape, I think. There's some mild cupping, but it's just the surface cupping that'll come out with sanding. And this is a great room. So likely what you would do if you're going to take that wall out, just run a beam that runs straight across, and then just remove the wall and kind of have it open up. One of the things you have to be mindful of is that there are some HVAC issues that you'll have to address. So like those two vents right there are going to need to be moved up to the top and put up above. So some of that's going to have to come into consideration when we have conversations with contractors. And then you've got the bay window that looks out over to the screened-in porch. And we'll just hit the guest rooms first. Got your coat closet. Standard everyday coat closet here. And then you've got what would likely be the guest bedroom here. Closets on either side of, there's one there and one over here. And then bathroom, just very typical bathroom, but as we've already discussed, all this comes out and just redo these bathrooms completely. These are the ones that had some of the rust around the lights. And I think that's just a factor of someone who didn't want to run the fan, because the fan that's in here, it's a little loud. So my guess is that this house was probably rented by someone and they just didn't run the fan when they were in here, because you can see a little tiny bit of mildew up on the ceiling. And then obviously those light housings have a little bit of rust around them as well, which is where that would all come from. And then your front bedroom, which would likely be Anna's office or an office. Got a nice closet in here for storing like winter clothing or whatever, and just stuff that just doesn't get worn a lot. You put in there. And then another bathroom, same type of setup, just all going to get taken out and kind of start over. But plenty of space in here. And got a small linen closet built into the corner. This area of the floor right here, there's a little bit of a split. There's some cupping that's going on there. Again, looks like most of it would come out with sanding. We'd have to make sure that the vapor barrier down below, all of this stuff will obviously be found in an inspection, but this house is built on a crawl space, so we'd have to make sure the vapor barrier below is secure. My hunch is that in this spot right here, it's not, and there's a little bit of moisture and humidity that's coming up from underneath. And then your kitchen, as we've already discussed, just reconfigure this whole thing, remove this wall, close that door in, and have kind of an L-shaped kitchen. Put your fridge right over in the corner, or potentially right where the door is, and then have this opened up and just be like a nice counter space. The nice thing is that if you're going to rip the kitchen out completely, that you'd have, because you're on a crawl space, they can pretty much move sinks and move anything pretty much anywhere. The only issue that would have to be dealt with is what you do with the flooring. If you're going to keep this flooring or just rip this flooring out and just start over and put new flooring down, may end up being a better option long term, to just, rather than refinish the floor, just to redo the floor. But that's all going to just come down to cost. This is generally a pretty standard board. Looks like it's the 2 1/4 inch board, and it's oak flooring, so it's not like it's something that's hard to match if you need to put some new flooring in, and then just sand everything and refinish it. Master bedroom, good size master, great natural lighting. And your closet's over in that corner. What I would probably do, or at least consider doing, is have double barn doors that have a dual track, so they kind of ride opposite of one another, and just put barn doors over both as opposed to the swinging doors. And then I would have the entrance into the master on the other side of this wall here is the pantry. So I have the entrance of the master coming in. You do have HVAC ductwork right there. So again, that would be something that would have to be addressed. That would have to be lifted and placed up above, if you can. And if not, run it and have it be, come across the top and then drop down from there and reattach. Master closet, decent size for this size house. And then this space right here, this corner, I would just open all that up and extend the closet back further. Hence the reason I suggested a barn door, because you remove this whole thing and just have that all be additional closet. It just opens up and adds a lot more space to the closet. And you're right, multiple. There's another little closet. And your bathroom, again, just a complete gut. Tear everything out and kind of reconfigure some things. You've got a small linen closet here, and another small linen closet over here. I might be inclined to reconfigure this to the point where you actually remove this tub, potentially move the toilet over to here, and then create this whole area here as your shower. Enter the shower on this side, have a nice big open shower that extends across. I don't think that would be all that difficult to do. Should be relatively easy to do that. And then this is your pantry. My idea was that you would enter in here. You would go straight through to get to the master. Just put your master door there. Wall this section off, and that would be your closet. And then this smaller space over here, this corner area, you can see about the size of it. Have a wall that would run from the door over to that wall and create a smaller pantry in there, and you would access that pantry going through this corner of the kitchen. Put a door in there and access it through there. Again, I have to talk to contractors to understand if all that works. Got a small utility closet here. Good sized mud room, laundry room. And then you go out to your garage, and you can see got a good sized ramp that leads back. And we'll go upstairs. When you head upstairs, you can see just as you get to the top of the stairs, this was the area that I was suggesting that you could put a nice office in. I don't think you'd really have to move a whole lot. You might have to move these posts over a little bit, but they would still be able to provide support, and just run a wall from here over to the tray for the master, and then do the same and potentially move a couple of these. These are definitely supporting, so there'd have to be some kind of a beam or something that would go in that would run across to provide support. That single one in the middle isn't doing a thing. But this particular beam right here, that would have to be supported. So you may have to put some kind of a beam or something in, potentially go up a little bit higher in order to do so. It would be a little bit of a unique room because of your ceiling height. Your entry height is not necessarily 100% normal. So you would be able to put one room up here, but I don't think you would be able to expand any further over into there. And then you've got this side over here, which I just don't think is really anything that you could do with. That's above the garage. So I think that would just have to be kept as storage. But I do think you could put a room up here. That would be a nice size office, 15 by 18, something like that. And that's the interior.